next up we have Nate Levin, who's going to talk about what he learned from traveling to 70 countries and 7 continents in 5 years.
Hey, Nate.
Just hit the right.
Right. Hello, everyone. Just as he said, I am Nate Levin, and I'm here to talk to you about what I've learned doing a whole bunch of traveling since I graduated from Oberlin. I was a college music major here, and I had an amazing experience at Oberlin, and I kind of still had a thirst for learning, and I wasn't really quite sure what I wanted to do upon graduation. I was kind of looking at things on the internet, and I kind of Googled cruise ship gig and stumbled into it, took an audition, and soon enough I was playing in the show band for the Holland America line, on and off for about 4 or 5 years. And musically the job was, a lot of musicians kind of might judge people that play on cruise ships for a long time, but I really didn't do it for the music. In the end I found I loved the traveling, which I had no idea that I was going to love when I got into it. And I always thought that I would travel when I got older, when I was retired, which is what the normal thing to do is. But I would say it's a much different experience when you're in your 20s versus when you're in your 60s or your 70s. I found that a lot of the things that you'll learn, I've been able to carry with me throughout the rest of my life. So kind of the first thing that I learned was take the leap and travel now. I know it's much easier said than done, but it's really an unbelievable rewarding experience for any point in your life. The second thing that I learned was take interesting photos. If you're going to bore a bunch of people like I am right now with your travel photos, the technology's out there, camera technology is amazing, there's a lot of books on it, and we have interesting things to take pictures of. It's really a lot of fun to learn how to practice it, which was a hobby I never knew that I would want to develop. Next, I kind of always thought everyone in the world wanted money, which is definitely true. When you have a big cruise ship coming into port, people are coming in to sell you things, but I found in many parts of the world that actually wasn't the case. A lot of people really like living off the land and living the way that their ancestors have lived for thousands of years, to the point where if you offered them a job in a city with the kind of modern conveniences that we have, they'd probably turn you down to stay doing what they were doing. So next, as a musician, obviously I was very interested in world music. And I was really shocked to learn that we understand a lot of famous world music styles, like tango in the States, are actually in practice a lot more different than we think they are. As you can see, tango in the States is a very marching snare drum kind of thing. I don't see a drummer there. Next, I know you've heard this before, music is a common language, but it's something that kind of took on a different meaning for me after I spent a whole day in Japan with a shamisen maker. He was teaching me how to play, and he didn't speak a word of English. And it was unbelievable to me how much we could hang out and really learn from each other, to the point where he was bringing his friends in, and we were all playing together, and it was a real first-time connection I made with someone that didn't speak any English while playing music. So on the ship, as I said before, I was a show band musician, and we played with international bands. You had to get on and play with these people from all over the world that you just met, you've been playing together for 10 years. It was a lot of fun. But it also kind of led to some interesting parts on the ship. People socially kind of segregated themselves into either what they were doing for a job or where they were from. The officers don't necessarily hang out with the deck stewards, which was kind of an uncomfortable thing for me, especially coming from Oberlin. We're kind of thought that kind of thing is not okay. So I kind of came into this environment where you have this family of people for 6 months, and it's really intense. And I started approaching it like this: everyone is awesome. So no Lego movie reference implied, but everyone's kind of awesome. So the way I came at it was everyone's awesome until proven otherwise, which is very much the case for a lot of people. Not in this case. This is my friend Atmi, and she is a deck steward from Indonesia, and it's very uncommon for the deck stewards to hang out with the entertainers or the officers. But I really had a problem with that. So as such a nice person, I befriended her, and like a lot of other people, and so I visited with her. Her and her husband are standing right there with 2 of my other friends, and they took me out for one of the most unbelievable days of my life in their home country, in Bali, Indonesia, which is a connection I never would have made if I had acted like everyone else on the ship really does, judge people based on what they do. And that brings me to a larger point, that I think people are afraid of traveling because they're kind of scared of different cultures and things that people they might come into contact with. And I'm kind of challenged to say that is by far the best part of travel. You can take cool Instagram photos, you can take cool Snapchats, but that's not really what you're going to remember. You're going to remember these people that you met that have a really different outlook on the world than you, and the ways that they approach solving problems are things that you are really going to take with you for the rest of your life. It's really not a normal tourist trap. And finally, I have no special point besides the fact just go to Antarctica. It's unbelievable. It's Animal Planet in real life. You can't take a bad picture, and it's unspoiled by humanity. one of the last places left on Earth, that you can do some sustainable travel. When you go there, there are a lot of laws. You should do it. So in sum, I'm going to try to say this in 12 seconds, but travel now, take good pictures. Not everyone wants money. World music is a little different than you might think it might be. Music's a common language. Everyone is awesome. Locals are the best part. Go to Antarctica. Thank you very much.